Well, good afternoon, and thank you on this cold day for joining us to learn a little bit more about Shape Up Montana. My name's Karen Sanford Gall. I'm the Executive Director of the Big Sky State Games, and with me is Suzie Eades, our Operations Director. We've been managing the Shape Up Montana program. This will be our 9th year, and we find it's been a project that we are very proud of, and also it's been really rewarding to our staff to be involved with it. One thing I want to mention, when Julia and Suzie and I were doing the practice run, our internet seems to be moving a little slow, and I don't know why. I'll just blame it on the cold weather. So we'll be progressing slides, and we may ask you to shout out if the slide shows up, because it's not moving as quickly on your end. You may not see it as quickly as we're progressing. To tell you a little bit about Shape Up, just want to let you know how we make it work each year. And do you see the second slide?
Not quite yet.
Okay. Okay, Julie, I guess you're the only one that we can hear. But anyway, Shape Up Montana is a program of the Big Sky State Games. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. And the way we make our programs work is through sponsorship and partnership with many different organizations. And if it shows up on your slide, you'll see that our presenting sponsor is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Montana. And then we have a number of community sponsors that help us with promoting the event, and also a number of contributing partners that help us get word out not only to their organizations, but help us with materials. So the Billings Clinic, Billings Gazette, Glacier Bancorp, Montana news stations. We work with Eat Right Montana. They provide us with all the materials, nutrition materials. So that's science-based on that end. We work with 2 Medicine, Albertsons, Wendy's, Montana Chamber Choices, and the Montana Beef Council. And then we've just listed our major sponsors of the games. And I don't know if it showed up. Is it showing up yet?
Not yet.
Oh, my. Okay. So we may be doing this while you look at one slide, and we'll just progress on. Feel free at any time to ask any questions that you might want to, and we'd be happy to take those at any point. And now I'm showing a slide that you can't see that is just a little comic thing. It says, my doctor told me to start my exercise program very gradually. And it has a guy sitting down in his chair, and he says, today I drove past a store that sells sweatpants. So our hope is that we can get more people up off the couch and being more active. Our mission with the games and all our programs is to provide quality competitions and programs that inspire healthy and active lifestyles for people of all ages and abilities. Why did we start the program? Well, you all know, and I've heard as some of you have entered the call today, many of you are involved in wellness programs or starting wellness programs, and you all know the dire statistics, not only nationally but at a local level, that 62.7% of Montana adults are overweight or obese, and just 32% of our Montana adults are getting enough physical activity on a weekly basis, and just 25% of them are eating enough fruits and vegetables. So we all hear the sound of the trumpet telling us to get more exercise and to eat better, but we want to engage people in what we think is a program that will be sustainable, that being that it's a 3-month program. Also, it creates accountability because you're accountable to a team in a team format, and so often that works so well in a sports setting, and there's no reason it can't work in something like this where you feel like somebody's got your back, somebody's supporting you. So that's why we felt like we could start the program and make it work in Montana. What is it exactly? Well, it's a 3-month team wellness program. It runs February 1st through May 1st, and it engages Montanans in sustainable physical activity and healthy eating and creating a routine. Teams are formed. A minimum of 4 to 10 people make up a team. And we have had over the years a number of people who have said, well, I don't have a team. How can I get on a team? And we've worked to accommodate those folks. But this year we've added to our registration. If somebody doesn't have a team, they can register individually and we will match them with a team. We try to do it with someone in their area, but we can't always guarantee that. We do have teams that you don't have to be in the same area. We have teams, we started a family team division last year where family members are all over the country. We have companies where their office is based in Billings, Helena, Casper, so different states even. So we take them all and try to work with them. It is, as I mentioned, a team competition, and we recognize achievement in 2 areas, accumulated activity, where people use a conversion calculator that we have, or just general activity, as far as like if you walk a mile, it counts a mile. But we have a conversion calculator that's actually on the website, and it's really pretty nifty. Last year we tweaked it a little, but it will calculate everything from shoveling the sidewalk for 20 minutes to water aerobics for a certain amount of time. It's really neat. And who that helps the most, it helps the person that is really just getting started in their physical activity. It recognizes everything that they do when they're physically active. And those are the people that most organizations want to reach. And the person who's already training for a 10K or a half marathon or on their basketball team, city league team, they're already physically active and engaged in something. And we have those people participate too. But the people that really see the most success is just getting started. And if they can be rewarded by absolutely everything they do, they can count as physical activity. It's a real upside and a positive thing. When we started the program years ago, there seemed to be a lot more emphasis by the public on weight loss. And we still offer a weight loss component, a weight loss division, and we emphasize healthy eating and exercise, not really of some radical diet. It was back in the days of when Atkins was very popular. We do encourage people to do both. We work both accumulated in weight loss if they're going to do the weight loss. The deal is, though, if you do weight loss, your entire team has to do the weight loss. You can't do part of the team do weight loss and the rest do accumulated activity. All of you do accumulated activity. So it's just a little hard for us to track that. We work with Eat Right Montana. Dale Hayes is a registered dietitian, nationally renowned, and she provides us all the information on the healthy eating side of things. Julie, are any slides showing up?
Yes, we're on the What is Shape Up Montana, and we just got a picture of, it looks like a family team with medals.
Oh, okay, so it's coming on. It's coming on now.
Yes.
Okay. The team there, we recognize at the conclusion of Shape Up Montana, we have made it a healthy competition in that people report their miles and their weight. Well, their miles, I'll start with that, on a monthly basis. And at the conclusion, we actually do have winning teams in the different divisions, and we offer a number of different divisions. But the team that you're looking at was one of our winning teams last year. So we do award them medals, and they do get a gift. But it is on your honor and fun. Okay. So I don't know, did the next slide come up?
Not yet.
Okay. I'll just wait for a second. Well, it should. I'm kind of moving through the slides. Okay, so the first accumulated activity division has a number of different areas that they can sign up for. They can sign up for categories beginning, which this is somebody who's just really the majority of the team, whatever the majority of the team is doing. So you don't have to, if you have somebody who's like gonzo, in shape person and they want to be on a team, they're encouraging people who are just getting started, that's fine. They can all be on a beginning team. But it's whatever the majority of the team is. Intermediate is a group where they've been exercising for a few years and it's really more part of their routine. Experience would be a group where the majority of the team, they're probably training for a 5K. They're going to run the Governor's Cup this year, the Montana Women's Run, or Heart and Soul, or they're for something maybe at a little bit higher level. Professional is if you have someone on your team that's what they do for a living. I mean, they're the spin instructor and that type of thing. As I mentioned, we added the family division last year, and that's been very popular in getting the whole family engaged and going. With the family division, we have them, if they wanted to do weight loss is for the people that are 18 and over, the weight loss division. So we just push the accumulated activity in that. The teams track their miles. I mentioned the conversion calculator that they use. It's online, and monthly they report their mileage. And it's really become very easy from, I say, the good old days back 9 years ago when we started. There was the team captain who collected everybody's miles and then reported for us. Now, it's so easy and so web-based and user-friendly that each individual participating just enters their miles monthly, or they can do it daily if they want to, keep adding to it. We've made it very, very simple to track your miles. The one thing that the captain can see, if at the end of the month, Susie's on my team, and I look at it and I see, well, Suzie hasn't entered her miles, and then I could call Suzie and say, hey, Suzie. And they're the encourager. They're the person cheering everybody on, maybe getting them together to do things. But it's made their job as team captain much easier and less paperwork. They just have to encourage people to complete the program and keep going. The winning teams at the end, it's based on the average of miles logged over the 3-month time frame. The weight loss division is an adults only. I mentioned 18 and over category. They can also enter accumulated the activity division. With that, in the beginning of Shape Up Montana, the weight loss team enter a confidential on their honor weight. If they register online, they can do that. They get a their own dashboard, and they can enter it. It's confidential. What the team captain sees is this just that they've entered their weight, not that they have what their weight is. So it's very confidential. They weigh in again at the beginning, halfway through, and then again at the first part of May. So it'll be February 1st. They'll give us their weigh-in, and then in March, May. And the winning teams there is based on the highest percentage of weight lost over the 3-month period. What do you get with the program? We send out weekly articles, and they're really web-based. We send out articles web-based, nutrition articles and healthy recipes. That's from Eat Right Montana. Then Suzie on our staff is a nationally certified personal trainer, and she works to put together physical activity articles, and it's all science-based. She works with the American Council on Exercise, American College of Sports Medicine, and other science-based resources. The other neat thing that we provide are things that you can do in the workplace setting or at home, but oftentimes, and particularly during Shape Up Montana, I mean, we'll say, okay, we're going to take a break and we'll do some exercises here in the office, but we provide some animated exercises that would require just minimal amount of equipment if you needed it. I mean, something that maybe you could pick up, a weight in your office, a dictionary or something. But they're animated exercises so that you're not looking at something static trying to figure out, now where did that person put their leg, where, that type of thing. So, I just wanted to add one thing about the animated exercises. That is located on your personal dashboard, and they're broken down into beginning, intermediate, activities, and so it'll tell you how many sets and reps you should do based on what your exercise experience is. And we should say, when we keep talking about the personal dashboard, Suzie, why don't you go into, when you register, each person will, we will send you, and I'll let Suzie explain it because she works with it on a daily basis. Go ahead, Suzie, explain the dashboard. When your team is registered online, we put you in the database, you're automatically sent a link from Webmaster. And each person on your team that provides an email address will then follow that link, and that's set specifically to them based on their email address. And they set up their own username and password. And after they've done that, they would just log in each time they go to Shape Up Montana, put in their username and password, and everything that we've been talking about is right there on their dashboard. So the calculators are all on there. The other wellness calculators are on there. Your weekly articles that Karen mentioned are on there. And the past articles are on there as well, so you can print off. And in addition to that, we add some extra motivation on your personal dashboard with the weekly challenges. And the weekly challenges incorporate a activity challenge and a nutrition challenge for that week to earn bonus miles. And when you do that, it's fun because it kind of goes progressively. So through the 12 weeks of the program, you receive a weekly challenge, and like I said, it's progressive. So the first week may be very easy. Say, park two more blocks away from your office would be the activity challenge, and the nutrition challenge could be pack your lunch every week, or every day that week. Every day that week, and then include these 5 items in it, which would include, a protein item, a fruit and veggie, and whole grains, that type of thing. And then when you've completed the challenge for the whole week, you hit submit, and then you would it'll tell you how many bonus miles that you would be able to earn for that week. And the program, definitely is on your honor. We work to make sure that is to the best of our ability, that people are submitting correct miles. We have had people get a little mixed up and think they're counting steps, that they're using the step counter, things like that. But more often than not, we've been really impressed with people and the way they've reported. But we track that, and just so you know. Suzie mentioned the extra motivation. The other thing that we provide weekly is we do some quick tip ideas, like how to buy a treadmill, how to buy a pair of running shoes, how to buy a pair of walking shoes, different how-tos. And then we work hard to encourage people to focus on setting a goal for after the program ends, like maybe how to find a running club, a cycling club, where they could register for different events, swimming events, road race events across the state. So we try to steer people toward finding what works for them, what's their magic, what do they enjoy. The other thing that we do on every year is a 1-week program. We work with health clubs across the state, and they have a Shape Up Montana week where people can actually go into that health club, and we'll give you a list across the state of those that you can try. Maybe one night you try one health club in your town, the next night you try another, and see if that works for you, and find what makes it work, and that people can continue their exercise program in a consistent manner. So we try to we don't say we're the end all. We're trying to steer people to find out what works for them. And before we change on to the next slide, I just wanted to mention on the weekly challenges, we also do weekly drawings for completing those challenges, and so incentive prizes. So Karen mentioned that we give prizes out for first, second, and third in each division, but all throughout the program, we do several drawings for people just participating in the program and completing a weekly challenge. So weekly, those that complete the challenge, we'll draw and we'll list the winners for that week, and we send things like Albertsons fruit and veggie tray coupons, something that you could distribute to or eat with your entire team or not. We do, the Montana Beef Council has some healthy beef recipe books that we send out, cookbooks. We have different we sent out water bottles and just different kind of lunch bag kind of things that just a positive kind of boost for people. We also encourage companies to create their own incentives for people who complete the program, and we can track that for an organization. For example, Montana Chamber Choices folks, we can provide that to the coordinator and let them know who completed the program. We do that with a number of organizations like the Montana University System. Some of the larger employers we track so they can, some of them pay at the end if you complete the program. And we do have an employer that they have about 100 or 200 employees that they give a day off of work if you complete the program. So we track how their people did and if they completed. So the picture you're looking at, I don't know if this slide shows up, but one day that we do during the program is a team fitness day, and Suzie has fun collecting the pictures, so I'll let her talk about this a little bit.
Yes. And that's just one of the weekly challenges that might come up when we do it twice throughout the program, and it's a challenge to get at least half of your team together, and you spend the time at least 60 minutes together doing any type of activity that you want, and you get bonus miles for doing that, each member of your team that participates. And then it's kind of fun because in order to get more bonus miles, you send me a picture, and then we can post that right on the web and kind of give you credit, or the company that they're working for gets credit for doing that. Excuse me. And some of the things that folks have done is they've gotten together and went to the gym and did the next, did a workout together. There was another group that got their whole family together and their kids, and they walked the Great Falls Walking Path, which they have some great paths there. And another team brought in a yoga instructor, and they did yoga right there in their office, which was awesome. And then another group, they just got together and they went out and they cleaned up their town, and that was the Butte, and their team name was Too Short. So it was like, they're not too fat, they're just too short. So anyway, those ladies have participated every year, and they have a lot of fun with it. So that's what they did for their team fitness day. So you can do whatever you want during that day, and like I said, it's a challenge. We do it twice during the 12 weeks.
Go ahead, Suzie. This is a screenshot of your, and I don't know if that, is it showing up on the Shape Up Montana Interactive? Is that showing up to you, Julia?
Not yet. We're still on the page with the pictures of the teams.
Okay, so it should come up in just a second, but
Yes.
Suzie will go ahead.
And we just mentioned how interactive the program is, and we talked about the personal dashboard. And this kind of gives you a screenshot of my dashboard from last year, and it lets you, I was a team captain, so it lets you view all the miles, for that month, and then it also listed my miles below that, so I could see, how I've been doing for the month. Over on the left-hand side, on your dashboard, actually it'll be below, but we talked about the miles calculator, and that's the link that you would click. Underneath that is the interactive personal log, and I'll come right back to that. Right under that is the wellness calculators, and that has a BMI, has reverse BMI, and it also has a few other things. If you click that, then several other calculators will come up, so it's kind of fun. And these are only available to Shape Up Montana participants, so you have to sign up first before you have access to these. The interactive personal log sheet is something new that we did last year, and we're really excited about that because just looking at my desk right now, or Karen's desk, there's papers all over it. So this interactive, this interactive log sheet actually is a calendar of each of the 3 months, and you can write into it. And so when I click on it, it opens up, and I'm able to put the miles that I did for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it automatically calculates that straight across for the week, and then it drops it down to the end of the month as well. So if I've earned the weekly challenge, so that's 5 miles in addition to the regular miles that I got on my workout, it adds that up, takes it straight across. And so then at the end of the month, I just take that total and log in and just select it and enter it in. your miles, there'll be a hot link there for you just to go in and submit your miles. And in addition to that, there'll be a comparison page where you can compare your team to all teams across the state within that division. And that's what I have done on that. Okay. This next page is just let you know the completion rate, which we're very proud of. In 2010, for activity, 87% of the teams completed the program, and in 2010 for all divisions, 83%. So and I think businesses are impressed by the completion rate because a lot of times people start something and drop out. We also do a survey at the conclusion, and that's what's helped us kind of tweak the program over the years and try to make it better. And you can see under survey results, I don't know if that's showing up yet, but it shows that during the program, 66% said they exercised more, 54% said they ate more fruits and veggies, 53% said they cut down on eating fast food, 47% said they cooked healthier at home. And I'm just kind of reading, the only reason I'm reading because I don't know if the slide is showing up for you. 60% said they felt healthier at the conclusion of Shape Up Montana. 53% felt better about themselves at the conclusion. 91% said the program helped them lead a healthier lifestyle, and 98% said they would recommend it to a friend. So we feel good about our numbers. You'll also take note that at the bottom, the weight loss division, and weight loss is definitely many people's goal. But we have found over the years, more people quit weight loss than they do just working toward their physical activity. If they're totally focused on weight loss, they lose sight of the big picture, and the big picture is leading a healthier lifestyle. And with that, the byproduct will be the weight loss. So we really encourage, as I mentioned earlier, if weight loss is the goal, that you incorporate the activity side too, because or the tracking of your miles, because that's the positive. Tomorrow, you'll be tracking again. If you didn't do well today, you can always track tomorrow and do something tomorrow. So it's always a positive to look forward to. We've said this from the beginning. Kind of our mantra has been that we can change inactivity and overweight trends with grassroots efforts that begin with one person who inspires another, who inspires another, who inspires another, and that's really what we've tried to do with this program is by creating the team model, in that on a day when I might not feel like doing anything, Susie's on my team and she'll get me going. You've got somebody that's supporting you and encouraging you and helping you with your goal of leading a healthier lifestyle. And it's just plain fun. People that participate in the program do create fun team names. They do things like track miles to it, and we've mentioned this every year because I think it's a neat story that we had a team that kept their miles and tried to get to China and back because they were going to China. A gal was picking up her child. She was adopting a child from China. So it becomes a mission where people work together. I've always ratcheted up my physical activity during this time, during Shape Up Montana. It makes me feel like, I can't let my team down. I'm more accountable to my team, and that's one of the number one things that keep people going, is they don't want to let somebody on their team down. So it keeps people going. Over the years, we have in these latter years, we've really bumped up the participation statewide, and we have about 5,000 to 7,000 people that participate. I think our all-time high was right around 8,000, but participate on an annual basis. But we'd be glad to take any questions that you might have. We'd also be glad to help you register. Teams can register right now online. They can also download an entry form if they want to. We can send brochures to your company and posters to help promote it. So, are there any questions? Excuse me. Can you hear me? Get all that stuff in the mail, like the brochures and all that kind of stuff.
if you want to email us, you can tell us right now, but we'd be happy just to send. Why don't you give us your email, and I'll shoot you an email and see what you need.
Okay. Beef or jelly? You need me to spell that?
Yes. DB.
It's B for Diana, or jelly is B as in boy, O-R, G as in girl, I-A-L-L-I, at FNB, for First National Bank, -buffalo.com.
Okay. Okay. We'll send you information on how to get that. Any other questions?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Yes.
Yeah, loud and clear.
I'd like to get some information too, and give you my email address because I'd like to get something going here at my clinic.
Okay, very good. What is your email?
My email is luphouse, L-U-P as in Peter, H-A-U-S as in Sam, at pchospital.us.
Okay. And your first name is?
Lori.
Lori. So that was an L. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Very
Hey,
good.
can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Nicole with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I'm actually doing a lunch and learn next week for one of our larger customers that I'd like to get some posters and brochures for.
Great.
And actually, I can probably just stop by your office. If you don't want to mail them, I could probably just run down there.
Are you in Billings, Nicole?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be just fine. Or we can drop them by to you too, whatever works for you.
Okay. Either way, whatever. And then I was also wondering, I'd like to use a couple of your slides from the presentation. Can you email me the presentation?
Sure, I can send you a PDF form of that. Is that okay?
Yep, that would be awesome.
Okay, we will do that. What is your email, and then we'll communicate on how to get the posters to you.
Okay, it's Nicole, Nicole, _Cole, COLE, at bcbsmt.com.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And if anyone has any questions, you can certainly call Suzie or myself at, and I'll say it's 406-254-7426. You can also go to shapeupmontana.org, and there is a place there that you could ask a question to or email us to. I won't say our emails right now, but you can email us at any time you'd like to also. Any other questions? We'll wrap up by letting you know our soft deadline is January 24th. We do take entries after that. About mid-February, we're ordering T-shirts, so we want to have